Hi, how you doing? My name's Mark and I am the Customer Success Manager for Trexo Robotics. I am, to be honest with you, the father of a child who has a suite of issues very similar to CP, and we got one of these for my son about a year and a half ago now. And then a year ago, I was lucky enough to get asked to join the team to help families get the same successes that I saw in my son during that same time period. And now I get to help all the families by training them all, as well as doing any size adjustments and kind of as a sounding board for families going forward after they obtain the device. But I'm going to show you how everything kind of works here. So here's our Trexo, and here's our tablet. Basically, the way this works is our tablet controls the robotics to make this device have children walk. Basically, once the device is set up and sized for the child, it's just a matter of pushing play, and then we can kind of get the robot to ambulate for the child. Obviously, we'll set up gait angles specific to that child, as well as support forces, which are how strong each one of those motors needs to be. All of that gets determined by each child, because as we know, every child's a snowflake, and every one of these devices will be tailored in specific ways for that specific child, but we're able to tailor this device to almost any child at this point and kind of obtain the goals that we've been looking for, which is having the children walk. So the way this device works is when you push play, the device will start walking at 10 steps a minute, and then we can raise and lower this with the plus and minus buttons up to a speed of 70 steps a minute. But what this device also does is track the initiation score, which is basically how much effort the child's putting into the device. So this device isn't necessarily just passive, where it's going to put the children's legs through the gait pattern and walk for them. It will work with the children to help teach them what the gait pattern is. So a lot of benefits that children typically see with this device is increased postural control, increased head control, and with all of that, as well as the range of motion that children are getting, you'll see increased bowel function, you'll see pretty much all of the benefits that are associated with exercise for children who wouldn't be in this device. So we see range of motion increases, we see blood flow increases, we see children getting the endorphin rush from exercising that they normally wouldn't have when in a wheelchair. So to be perfectly honest with you, I saw benefits in my son with this device at a level that I wasn't expecting. I did expect his posture to increase and his neck control and head control to increase, but I didn't suspect that that would equate to him being able to go from a pureed diet to a solid diet, which is where we're at now. He used to have issues with swallowing and aspirated pneumonia, and to be honest, since we've been working with the Trexo, that hasn't been an issue anymore. His overall strength has improved, his core strength has improved, he's able to do lots of things that he wasn't able to do previously. Even help out with transfers, which sounds minimal, but being a parent of a child, you know what I'm talking about. Transfers are difficult, and any help is good help. I have to preface this with the fact that we can't guarantee that any child is going to see any specific benefits, but that stuff aside, what I'd also like to talk about is some awesome things that the device can do. So after we've established that the child is good at using the device and they're getting high initiation scores, we can make this device more difficult for them by turning the motors down and putting more onus on the child. And another function that we can do with the device is, instead of us deciding how fast the device is going to walk and setting the gait pattern that it's going to walk at, we can have the device feel the child and wait for the child to initiate the motions before the device is even going to go through the motions itself. So it's more of a feedback loop for those specific children to really kind of push the onus on them to do the walking as opposed to the machine doing the walking. So other things that we can do for this device, once kids get strong enough to utilize it, is we can do things to make it more difficult, like things that we've done for my son. One being removing the saddle and having the children using their own power to hold their body up. And then ultimately, we can even turn this device around to the back so the child will be facing this way and not have all of that stuff in front of them. These are obviously higher order functions of the device that it takes a while to get to, but these things are all possible with the device.